Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, Britney Army, Spears fans alike. And if you don't identify with anything I just said, this may not be the video for you. Perhaps not. So I've actually wanted to make a video like this for quite some time. I wanted to talk about two of my favorite things, which is Las Vegas and Britney Spears. Hate me if you want, I don't care. I belong to some Britney groups and forums and things like that, and I inevitably always see questions about people who are going in to see her show and it's their first time in Las Vegas, or this is their first and sometimes their first and only time getting to see the show. If you live across the country or in another country, you know, it can be, you know, it's an expensive venture. I live in Utah, so it's not quite as expensive or long of a venture. So I have actually seen the show 10 times. That sounds ridiculous when I say it out loud, but there are people who have been more than I have. So I'm just saying. I'm not as crazy as I may sound. I wanted to share some of the tips and things that I've learned from going several times, and I hope that people find them helpful. Yeah. However you haven't looked, the ticket prices for the show can vary anywhere from like $200 to like the meet and greets are $2,500, and there's a lot of things in between. Being there and researching shows and also talking to people I've met at the shows, a lot of the seating is like an on-demand type of seating. So if it's a really popular show like Valentine's weekend or New Year's Eve weekend or New Year's Eve itself, the seats are more expensive. Axis, where she performs at, isn't a very big venue, which is nice because there isn't really a bad seat in the house. It's just different seats. I've sat in the center section. It's section 103, so it is the front section of seats. I've sat there actually a couple of times, and I really enjoy the view of the show. You're not as close as, say, like the general admission. It's a good view of the entirety of the show. So you get to see everything that's on the main stage. You also get to see all of the choreography and everything she does on the B stage. I guess you can call it the second stage, the B stage. And she has some really great projections and things that go along the side of the stage, so you can really see everything. It is probably one of my favorite places to sit. The next place that I've sat, there's where the VIP tables are, and a lot of the shows, they've taken off the last sections that are on the very ends, and they've converted them into seats as opposed to VIP tables. I've sat there. I really liked that too. It's nice because you get a little bit closer and there's like nobody in front of you. If you can get those VIP sections, row A, then there's nobody in front of you. You're right behind the general admission people. It's really fun. I really enjoyed those. And then there's the ever popular general admission seating, quote unquote seating, because you don't have a seat. Those are literally the closest you can get to Britney. They're actually some of the cheaper seats in the house too. You are so close, and it's really kind of fun because Britney's dancers are they're really fun, and they're super cute, like up on the stage, and they'll look at you and interact with you and wave at you and do, you know, they're really good at that. And it's really kind of cool to be that close to Britney when she comes to the edge of the stage and she's like dancing right in front of you, and it's really cool. I really enjoy the general admission seats. Only thing I would say about general admission that it's hard because I absolutely love being that close to the stage. It's really fun to do. The only caveat, I guess you could say, is it is a long wait. I've lined up for general admission anywhere from, I think the earliest I've lined up is about 3:30, and the latest I've lined up is probably about 4:30 or 5 o'clock. It really depends on what your goal is. Start lining up, and for a little bit of time you can actually sit. It'll be by the theater, and there will come a time that the security guards won't let you sit anymore, and they start forming a line with their ropes and everything, and then they'll have you in a line. And then they come around. It depends on the time. The doors open at 7:30, so sometime before then, usually around like 6 or 7, it really depends on the time. They give you wristbands. They give you wristbands for if you're on left or right. About 7:30, they let you into the venue. There's a security checkpoint, so you have to go through the metal detector. If you have a bag, they have to search your bag. And depending on if they think you look suspicious, I guess. They do a pat down. So you have all the security to get through. And then there's pictures. And if you can choose whether or not to do a picture. They let you in, and then you go to the theater doors. So you're either left or right. Or left or right. Then you line up again, waiting to go into the theater. The theater. Between 8 and 8:30, they take you down from the theater door entrance. There's not really a door, it's just an entrance. And then you go down into the general admission area. Then the show doesn't start till 9. And usually she doesn't go on at 9. I don't think I've ever seen a time she starts at 9. So usually it's quarter after or later. I mean, I would say between 9:20 and 9:30. So it's a long wait. That is my only thing for general admission. It is a long wait, but it is worth waiting. There's a lot of things to do in the venue besides just see the show. They have the merch stands, and they have a bar, obviously, it's Vegas. And then there's also her costumes. Currently, the outfit she has out is the work bitch costume, the oops I did it again red cat suit, the stewardess outfit from Toxic. She's got the circus ringleader jacket, and then she has her Star Search dress. It's so cute. It's just little. Anyway, it is really cool to see like how tiny these little outfits are. I'm like, that oops I did it again cat suit. I don't know how anybody slid into that. It'd be cool to see those things up close. So obviously recommend seeing all the outfits. Obviously. They recently converted that was just the Britney store into the Access store, so it's got everybody's stuff in it. I'll just say the last time I went, I noticed they're doing a lot more theater exclusives. So items that are only available at the Access on the nights of the show if you're going to the show. There's magnets and t-shirts and posters that are only available in the theater. If you're looking for something in particular, I would recommend going to the store before you go to the show, so then you can kind of see. If there's something in the store you're like, okay, I think I want this, but if you find something else in the theater you really want that's only in the theater, then you want to get it the night of. I've also noticed there was a particular shirt that I really, really, really wanted, and I was so sad because the store didn't have the size I needed, and I was really crushed because I wanted it. And then one of the last shows I went to while I was down there, they had the same shirt there, and they actually had my size. They have a bar, obviously, it's Vegas. Like, obviously it's Vegas, they have a bar. And they have the Britney cups. And the Britney cups are, I think they're about $23, I think. So they're kind of expensive, but you do get whatever alcoholic beverage or regular beverage you want in them. I thoroughly enjoy getting a Britney cup. And also a helpful tip, I am shocked how many people spend at least 23 bucks, and if you tip somebody, it's more than that. At least $23 on these cups, and they leave them in the venue. Like, I'm sure it's because they're so drunk out of their minds they forget their $25 cup. I walked out with 3 cups last time, and only one of them I bought. I felt kind of like a hobo picking up other people's trash, but I didn't really care. That was expensive trash. If you really want a cup or multiple cups, I would watch when you leave at all the people leaving behind their cups. And I'm not the only one to do that. I've seen many people do that, just FYI.